uh, let's start. Okay,
Sure.
so we today still continue exploring some usage of your collection framework. Okay,
Hmm.
Java collection framework. Okay, okay. So till now yesterday we have covered two API. So just recap. Yesterday we are no this is the one interface collection, right?
Right.
It's the one interface collection. This collection interface have a two sub interface. That is the one is the list interface, another is the set interface, right?
Second. Yeah. Yeah.
And say ki list is one implementation class of list. We study about the array list. Okay,
Analyst. Yeah.
array list. This is the implementation class. This is the interface. This is the interface. Similarly, here in the set, we have a learns one implementation class. Your hash set.
Hash.
Hash set. Hash set. So
Yeah.
hash set is the implementation class. This is the interface. This is the interface. So why this two hierarchy? Because this side, in this collection, like this list, you can add any number of value, maybe duplicate value or non-duplicate, right? But in the case of set, we are only ensure that we are only adding the unique value.
Unique value. Yeah.
Yeah, duplicates are not allowed here. This is the major differences between list and set.
Yeah.
Okay, and today you observe in the case of list. Okay, whatever you are adding element, the same order you are getting the almost value, right? And but in the case of hash set, the way you are inserting the data, the same order you are not getting, right?
No. Yeah.
Yeah. So because this is the different algorithm implemented hash set, and array list is a different algorithm used to implement. So array list using the data structures array concept to storing value as the index position, but the same data structure is not implemented by the hash set. Hash set first calculate the your input hash value. According to the hash value, they are going to the putting your value. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the recap of your study class. Okay, so let's give some more example here, right? And then we discuss some one more kind of data structure, that is about the map.
About what?
So
Map.
about the map. So notice this all data structure like list and set have a common functionality, like uh, they are just collections of object.
Objects.
Object
Yeah.
1, object 2, object 3, object 4, object 5, object 6, object 7, object, right?
Yeah.
In this object I want give me the particular object A or particular B, particular C. Till now there is no any way how to retrieve. So generally what we're doing, I'm going to take first one, then next one, then next one, then next one, and find which element I want to find, right?
Right.
So this is the nature of your collection. Means collection is just as a simple box, and whatever the element or object you want to store, just put in the bag, right? Put in the bag. In this bag, whatever the empty space, they are going to the place, right? They are going to the place. They are going to the
Yeah.
place, right? So look like they are just one simple box where we are putting lots of object. Okay, is it clear? And because whenever you put data, next responsibility, I want to sometimes get data as well, right? I want to get all value, I want to get two value, I want to get a specific value, right? So let's think. Yesterday we discussed how do we put data in the your collection. Now today let's how what are the possible way to get value from the collection? Maybe all value, or one value, or two value, or a specific value, right? Or a specific object. I- Okay.
It's clear now. Yeah.
So let us give the let's we give the and started say ki you can uh, create the, let's example, list. Okay, so here is the, let's list of, maybe let's today string, right? List of a
Yeah.
string you can, right?
Yeah.
And here you string, and here say let's names. Okay, are simply strings. Okay, and here you can say create the list of using, let's factor, right? Let's
Yeah.
pass 1 comma 2 comma 3, any string, right? 4 5, okay, 6.
Yeah.
So the strategy is, say you can one way implementation this, or you can say similarly you can use the array list, or you can use the collection. Even here you can use the collection interface. Okay,
Yeah.
it is also works. Maybe you can use collection, this is the one way, or you can use the simply here the list, this is also works, right? Because these are the, this is the super interface, this is a sub implement, right? If you
Right.
notice, this list is interface is the sub implementation of super is the collection. So here left hand side you can apply a super as well as, right?
Right.
So even you can write notice this collection is a subclass of iterable. So you can also write the code like iterable. It is also works, right?
Mm.
One, two. So there are different way to implement list, right? And even you can uh,
Okay,
write,
so that extend to iterable.
right.
That's why we can use iterable. Is it implement iterable or extend?
Uh, one implement, another implement, extend.
Oh, extend.
Okay, so so this is the one way. Okay, right? Even in this list of, you can also use the right here array list. Maybe this is the one way, or you can
Right.
use the, this is the one way, or you can use like here maybe new array list if you want to modify, right?
Right.
Instead of say here all these are immutable, you cannot modify any data, right? So this is the approach you can write here as well, right?
Right.
Just we should aware that this is a different approach where we can create the same collection. Whenever sometime I use anyone, so there is no any major differences, right?
Yeah.
So let's this is the 0, this is the 1, this is the 2. Okay, and even you can write one more here like a array list implementation. So this is the way you can create collection. These all are the same approach, right? Here you can like implementation class or interface or super interface, right?
Yeah.
Notice this is, array list is a class. Array list is a class. Implement list interface. If you go to the list interface implement collection interface. Go to the collection interface implement iterable. And finally iterable. This is not implemented anywhere, you cannot go further, right?
And you're going there by F3. F3.
F3 or just right click here. You can depend upon your, just here right click, go to, and here usage or declaration, right?
Okay.
Declaration.
Okay. Okay. Mm.
Whatever here keyword mention, F3 mention on your IntelliJ, you can just use. If you are
Right.
mention F3, F4, whatever the keyword here mention F3, I mention F3, just click F3. This is the class implement list interface, right? This list interface implement collection. Collection implement iterable. Iteration not does not implement anything, right? So here I am trying to say that whenever you are creating this collection, left hand side can be implementation class, but sorry, right hand class can be implementation class, but left hand side can be same as a class or interface or super interface or super interface.
Right. Right.
Okay, so all are the different approaches. Okay, similarly like list, similarly for the set, right? Is it clear?
Is clear.
So just summarize ki they are different. Till now here what are doing? We are just storing list of string object in the collection.
So list of actually comes from iterable.
List of come from of is the, notice this is the class interface name, like is of,
Oh,
this is the factory method inside the list. If you go here F3 and you notice this is the list of function, and this is come under your list interface.
okay, okay, okay,
Go
okay.
top, go top. This is a very big class interface. Notice this is the list interface. Okay,
Got it. Okay.
so these are the factory method. So,
Factory master.
so there are different approaches, right?
Right.
So, so till now, whenever I am writing like array list equal to new array list, one way. List equal to new list, of different ways, right? Both are the same thing, right?
Right.
Why? Because our inheritance relationship, due to that, left hand side can be same as a class, or can be superclass, can be superclass, or any superclass, right?
Right.
Or in the case of interface, interface, super interface, all are the same meaning. Good.
Hmm.
So, so let's do this is the just a recap. Whenever I am writing sometime this, just assumption, all are the same thing, right? Different way Java support you can write the code, right?
Yeah.
So now let's go into again write the basic simple way array list. Okay, array list of say like maybe string of lists, right? And say lists, and I am going to create a new array list. Okay, this is the basic approach right here. And here in the list have a function like add. So I'm going to do add, and any string you can pass here, right?
Correct.
So this one you can pass, two you can pass, three you can pass, right? Three, four, five. Okay, why we are using here this class allow you can apply add or remove after list created, right? This is the immutable list, right? You cannot add anything here, right?
Correct.
So this is the one way. So now this new you created one collection list. I created one collection here. You can create a collection empty. You are not specifying any size. The by default, our library is created some element. By default, it's go to the 10 size. They are allocated 10 array, and whatever you're putting one, they are putting a one, then putting two, then putting three, then putting four here, right? So if you look the definition here, go to the again F3 and notice here by default they create some default capacity, right? So this is the I think a default capacity of is that I think that array is the 10 somehow mentioned size. Array of this is the default size. So somehow they mentioned default size would be
10.
capacity. This is initial capacity. This is the initial capacity somehow where they call. This is the initial capacity they pass. You can also pass just somehow their initial capacity where default by default I think somewhere they are past 10. Internally they create the 10. Okay, but this is the default capacity, right?
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Initial default capacity they are going to 10. So by default this is the implementation RL is they are going to create array of the 10 object. Okay,
Right.
10 object. Internally you put one, they are going to put a 0 position, right? This is the 1 position. This is your 2 position. This is your 3 position. This is your next position, right? In this way. So by default, they are going to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 till 9. But here, this is not limitation. Even you can put 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, anything. Right?
Yeah.
Internally, they have a implemented concept of automating growing. Whenever you, let's say, initially I add the, let's give only three element, right? The
Right.
initial capacity I manually give it a three. That means by default, they are creating array for the three element.
That's right.
Three element, right? Three element. I pass this one, they are going to the 0%, right? They are add to the 0%. Two, to add to the 1%. Three add to add person. But still they are allowed to, you can add four. So here in the array have only three element. How it's possible to four store? So internally they are allocating more big buffer array. Again they are going to increment the 50%. If the three, they are going to again increment the more than 50%, two more buffer. So they are going to create the bigger size and copy all the value here, right? And additional value are going to put here, right? So whatever we discuss in the our array class data structure, internally, whenever you want to add any more element in your existing array, then only one option, you can create the bigger array and copy all the old array value, right?
Correct.
The same thing approach implemented by this add method automatic for you. Okay. Here we are not going to do. So here this allow you can add any number of element. This array is the benefit. Now you don't aware ki what would be the initial value and what is the maximum value. They are internally growing automatic. Whenever by default 10 and you are putting more element like they grow automatically. Again you put more, then again they grow automatically. Okay.
So
So
in
whatever
this
the,
case,
yes,
you put three. That means it has only three.
first they are putting these three, right? And after that we are putting again three. So they internally grow this. You can allow.
Hmm.
So I'm saying this array list is a benefit compared to the array data structure. Array manually, in the case of array, you cannot put any extra element, right?
Okay. Okay.
If you want to put extra, then you have to create the bigger array, right? Bigger array, and then put extra element, right?
Okay. So you see the 4, 5, and 6. These are extra element. So
Extra element. And
you cannot put it next to that three.
here this array list allow you can put. I'm trying to say, right? Here array list not complaining anything. They are allow you can put any number of element here.
Or
Maybe
any
here I
number.
can say size 3. So this is the initial size 3. Means ki initially memory allocated for the 3. Or initial size you can say 2 or 4, whatever the size, right? This variable already, uh, okay, 2, 2, 2, let's 2, 3. Okay. So
Oh,
here the major advantage of the array list against the original data structure array which we study. If we are allocated only 4 in the our existing array data structure, you cannot add more than 4 element, right? But
that's right.
here you can add more than 4 and 5, 6, 7. No, even you can add the 6 element, right? Why? Internally they have automatically grow your array,
Oh,
increase your array
internally
internally. This
they're
add
growing.
method is a intelligence. You can mention here 4. So initially they can allocate the 4 array, right? 4 array. 4 array, and whatever the value put, they are going to the put here, they are going to put here, they are going to put here, they are going to put here. Now whenever you're going to put 5, they say ki my array have not space, then what they are going to create the one bigger array
Okay, but internally, it's not like
internally.
we don't have to create it. It's
Yeah,
automatic.
internally they're going to create the more than increment the 50%. If this is the 4, what is the 50%? 2 means they are going to create the 6 of size. They create the 6 of size. And
Right.
this all four copy here first, right? All four copy, and now your new value 5 going to copy in the new place.
That's right.
Right. So they are internally doing for you, you don't worry,
Yeah.
right? Similarly, now they have incremented the 6. If you are pass again 6, it will place. Now again you pass never 7 new element. If pa- array full, they can internally again create the new memory, right? So
Okay,
here
okay.
our developer as a we don't worry the allocations of arrays, new array, copy and removing the old one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is the
So,
beauty of your Java library.
hmm.
Even you are not specify any size, by default array you cannot create without any size, right? But this allow by internally say कि I am going to initially 10, right? So by default initially they are going to allocate it size for the 10, right? 10. Whenever 10 full, internally they are going to create it again size of 15, size of 15, because they increment the 50%, right?
Right.
फिर again full, अगर 50 full, again create the size of again 20 or 25, right? So this feature by default, this array list give you. The one feature of array list, dynamically you can add any number of element in this collection, right?
Mm.
There is a no limitation. Okay.
Yeah.
So is it clear? This is the one advantage over
Yeah.
the your array, over your array data structure, right?
So by default, the value is 10.
10. You don't consider, even you don't need to remember, you don't need to consider. Just for awareness, I'm asking the way Java implemented it, right?
Okay, okay. I see. I see. I understand.
You don't put anything. Never. Generally, we are not putting. Whenever we are creating array list, and I want ki I'm going to add more than 10 element, yeah, 20, 50. I'm not passing any size. But sometime I know ki in this list I'm only going to put 3 element. More than 3, I'm not needed, right? So why we say Java by default allocate 10? The unnecessary 6 space are my not used. So if you say for efficient use of your memory, I can say here I'm going to initial just 3 element, right?
Okay, okay. I see. Yeah.
So is it good?
Yeah.
So till now, you notice they are stored in the index wise. All stored in the 0 index, 1 index, 2 index, 3 index, 4 index, 5 index, right? So here in the array, first you can allocate allocated array, second you put value, and third you can get value. For getting,
Correct.
you say like array of 0%, right? Yeah,
Correct.
array of 1%. This is
Correct.
the index. Similarly, here they have also not this symbol like array symbol. They say one method. What is the list of dot get? And get say give me the index. Which index you want? Okay. I want the index of value 1, right? So they give me the index of 1 value, right? Okay. So how to get value? You can get value with the get method. Get and pass the index. Index 1, 2, 3. This is any index. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? If I
Yeah.
pass 1, I am getting the index of 1 value. 1 value means 0, 1. We are getting the 2 value, right? Let's check.
But get always you need to open a variable to hold the get.
Get asking give me the index. Which data I want? Because internally all value are placed in the index, right? This is the one 0%, 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to get value, you have to say which index you want. You want 3 index. So you pass here 3. Then they give the value of the third index, right?
But uh,
Yes.
but you need to hold it in a variable like s.
Yes, you can hold in a variable as well as. This is not mandatory. Here you can directly say s out and here say list dot dot get and just I want to
Okay,
fourth
okay.
index, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they give me the value. This is your output. You want to just print in the output, or you want to take a variable? That's your use, right?
I see. I see.
Means get method return your output. Like this is the 4, this is the 5.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay.
So add do not return. Add.
uh, yes, let me check. Whenever you check a return, this is add, go to the F3 and check, they return a boolean.
Oh,
Means
Boolean.
they
Okay.
return a boolean ki value added or not added. This
I see.
get return your object e input element, right? Correct. So they
Right.
return the element. E means that element. Here whatever the answer. Here you pass a string, they return a string. Here you pass integer, they return integer, right?
That's right.
This is the collection of a string. So they return your string.
Right. Okay.
And I want to pass index like 8. You notice there is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to get the 8 element. So what happened? Give the error because there is no data at the 8th position, right? Similarly, like in array data structure, right? Array outer bound exception. Notice here say index outer bound, right?
Hmm.
So how to know कि this list have a what number of element? So they have a one good function like a shout a list dot size. Size give us the number of element they have, right? So before you are going to get data, check your list dot size. Size is the function which return your the number of element this list hold, right? So that whatever you going to pass here, you cannot pass the more than size, right?
Okay. Yeah. One number.
Yeah, they return one number. What is the number of they? Let's check. So that means this list contains some element, right? So what's
Hmm.
the number of what here I can pass 3, 4, 5, 6. What is the limitation? What cannot pass, right? So this is the limitation. Like here, size at 6. So you cannot pass more than 6 here. Even the 6. I am going to pass the 6 size. So what do you think? Size return because index always be less than 1, right?
Right.
Start from 0. Still they fail because you are trying to get the data at the 6th index. But really there is no data in the 6th index. You are getting देखिए again 6 index out of bound with the length 6. If your length is 6, that means you always get the data at the -1, right? At -1 you are getting the
For.
data last. Why? Because the same behavior which we discuss in array, right?
Hmm.
Notice we are getting the last data 6, right? Why? This is the created the internally array, right? They are element like a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So here data 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 data. The 6 data, but index would be 5, right? Because they started from 0. So here always you pass the -1. Whatever the length, whatever the length,
Okay. Okay. Hmm.
-1. Because they start from the 0, right?
So basically, we are getting the so dot get. That means we are getting the value of that position.
Yeah, getting the number of size return the number of element. Here
Oh,
number of element 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They return the number of element 6.
oh, number of element. Okay.
They not return an index. That means the
There.
index would be less than 1. Index should be 5, 4, 3, 2, 0.
So what is the number of element?
Number of element is the 6. 6.
Okay, six. Okay, okay. Yes.
Right? Same behavior which we discuss in our array data structure, right?
Right.
Here. So this is the way if you want to print one by one data. Let's say you want to print all data, right? So we have to use the kind of loop, right? I want to print all the element, right? Here they have a 6 data my, right?
Right.
I want to get all data. Means ki 0 position, 1 position, 2 position, 3, 4, 5, all want. So generally, what we can do? So we can generally say let's keep s out. Uh, I can say one thing, s out. I say list of get. Let's pass 0 here. That is the first data. Then you can pass 1. Then you can pass 2. Then you can pass 3. Then you can pass 4. Right? Then you can pass 5. Right?
Hmm.
Because you cannot go 6 because the 6 is the not the index. Right? In this way, you can print all the value. Right? But instead of writing this 0, 1, 2, why not make a loop? Right? Same thing multiple time. Right? Realize we are printing the all the element, right? We cannot go 6 because the 6 is the no 6% data, right? Because notice 6% means 1 data, 2 data, 3 data, 4 data, 5 data, 6 data, 7. They have not added any 7 data, right? So there is no 7th data, right? So due to that, this will give the error. Is it okay?
Yeah,
Because we have only added 6 data, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But here we are expecting the 7 value, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 expecting, right?
that's why. Okay.
So
So
that's
what about we put -1?
that means 5. 5 already you get it, right?
Hmm.
So instead of writing this code multiple time, why not like in the loop, right? So you can say for int I equal to 0, you start from the 0
Hmm.
till 5, right now. Semicolon I less than or equal to 5, right?
Right.
Semicolon I plus plus, right? And here say instead of writing this, I say I write your variable I, right? Right? So what I am saying now, I am not going to write this line of code. I am just say, कि, hey compiler, you do for me the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I check the loop 0, the sometime 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then the 4, then 5, right?
Hmm. Right.
This will it will print all my data same as above, right? So generally, whenever you are getting all the element, you have to do the loop, right? You have to run the loop, right? And now go
Right.
to we're getting the all data, right? This and the same here, right? So
Right.
unnecessary, you are not writing this code, right? We are
Correct.
writing.
Yeah.
Question is that how I remember I only write a 5. How I remember? Let someone going to add here one more element. Let's write here. Here I just say list dot add one more element like 7. Okay.
So we can, instead of 5, we can just type size and first
Yeah.
bracket.
Yeah. The first
Closing
going
bracket.
to loop, you get the size. You get the your list dot size.
Size. Yeah.
Instead of writing this, I you just the right size.
Hmm.
I don't go to the equal to go that will break, right? Because your less value. So here I'm not going to the equal. If you run the equal to, that means again you are facing a problem. Last element you cannot get the at the index, right? So whenever you are going to use the size, please ensure that you are not notice you are getting exception, right? So please ensure that you are not going to less than 1 means less than or equal to, not go to the equal to, right? Or if you want to equal to, here equal to, then you have to say here -1, right?
Oh,
These are
either
two
way.
solutions.
Yeah, either way.
Yeah, that way. Similarly, we have to discuss in our array class, right? So
Right.
both we have option. If you're going to the size, then less than or equal to, right?
Right.
Now it's work. So this way, notice we are able to even the print the 7 data, right? So this is the one way I write this code, or you can Right, this both are the not minus 1, just remove and just remove the equal to, right? So this is the way when you want to get all the value from your collection, right? Is it okay?
Right. Yeah. It's good now.
And now this is the confusion here. Confusion, we are going to the less than or equal to, right?
Right.
So best option, we are going to use the for enhanced loop, right? Instead of right, I can say for, and this is the my list, this is the my list, this is the my list. Okay, in this list I want to all the element. This list, what kind of list? This list a type of string, right? String. So I say ki they return me string s, right? And the list here just say s out your s, just. So here there is no any confusion, less than, greater than, or what, right?
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
So it's
they also give the all the data. This is the one for enhanced loop. This is the collection say ki, this list say this is the first element print. Give the second element second print. Give the third element third print. Fourth. They are printing the all the element. So internally this for loop internally maintain this kind of loop for you, right? So if you run, you get the same data. Okay, S is already defined. Okay, let's just change the T.
now it
S
will work.
variable. Okay,
Yeah.
defined, right? Let's the T variable. Okay. So now you get the all the data, right?
Got it.
So these are the different way when you want to get all element. Are simple, maybe this style or maybe this style. Are best way here confusion. I am going to less than or equal to, right? Here you can write simple way, right? Is it clear?
It's clear now.
Now let's go one more. Till now, these things already we discussed in the array data structure, right? In
Correct.
array also same
Yeah.
works. Now we already know about the some additional things like lambda function. We already know, right?
Right.
So here, this string class, this string class also provides some additional feature. String have itself method like here for each. This is the one function for each. Even don't read this loop manually. You say this already have function for each, and whatever the element you have, just go and print here. This is the even using the lambda expression, right?
Correct.
So this is the more concise way because this is the list. The list have a function one. Give the first element, I am going to print. Give the second element, I am going to print. Give the third element, I am going to print. Here you are write manually for loop, right? This list say I am giving this even this for you. You don't write separate for loop, right? A two line of code. Just give me the element, I just am print, right? So this is the more. In this way, you can print the all the value of your collection list.
So for each, it's a
Yeah,
function.
this is the function. You can say our method. Java say method, right?
Okay. And what is it? So it loop through the array.
Yes. Notice here we are passing the lambda expression.
Yes.
So this function expecting you are pass me one lambda expression. What is the lambda expression? Lambda expression is the implementation of single abstract method, right?
Right.
That means ki they are expecting some interface. You are passing the interface implementation object. The notice here, go to the F3, they are expecting you pass me the consumer, right? They pass me the consumer. Last class, we know ki this is the one consumer interface, right?
Correct.
Last class, we know. Okay, consumer, consumer as an interface. Let's kick. I am going to string consumer. So notice this is the consumer interface. What this interface say? This is the functional interface, right? And they are one method. Except you are passing the one t. T means in the case of here t means our collection is the list of string. So here t means string. So here you can say your consumer. So question. Let's here again going to deep dive. This is the interface. Okay. So here list.forEach. You have to pass here. This is the method. Method you can pass this consumer object, right?
Mhm.
Consumer object. Question is that how I am going to make the consumer object, right? Because this is the interface, right? This is the interface. The interface you cannot create the right new right here.
Right. We cannot put new. We can
We
only
cannot
put
put new a consumer, right? Because
correct.
this interface, who give the implementation? Because this interface have a one method object. So we have
Abstract.
already know we have a different approach to implement, right? We have no three approach to implement, right?
Right.
One using the class, second anonymous class, third
Anonymous
lambda
class,
class.
lambda expression. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
have already know how to implement this. This is the first approach. Go to the implementation. Go to implementation class, right?
Right.
Yeah. Via implementation class. Via implementation
Implementation class. Yeah.
class. Second, uh, via already we did multiple times, right? Via anonymous
Anonymous class. Yeah.
class. A third, latest we learn about the lambda expression.
Lambda expression. Yeah.
The three we have a three option here. So here we are going to already we know how to implement it. Let's say I'm going to the three. The how to implement lambda expression. Lambda expression is say कि this is the your accept method. They take one input t. Give the definition. So here say this method take one input, maybe one input, maybe t, right? One input, right? AB input, one input, one input, and what you return, I want to just print out, right? So I am
Right.
say system dot out dot println and my input. So this is the lambda expression, right? This lambda expression you can pass here. So this code, this line code, and this line code are the same,
Right. Right.
right? So here say for each functions are expecting one functional interface. Functional interface you can pass, just create the functional object of this and pass here, or this code directly pass in the side here, right? So he may be here write you e. That's a good thing. Okay, same like here, right? Notice this code and this code is the same, but you can
Right.
assign a variable. Variable you can pass here. Even this variable not needed, just directly pass here. Both work, right? So this for each function are going to print all your element. Notice they are also going to printing your all element, right? So you write this code or this two line, both are there. Some generally we are prefer. So instead of writing this line of code, you directly say, I am going to for each, not going to this create variable. I am going to pass this code itself here, right? Here, right? It also works, right? So even one concisement here, Java say, even you know don't read that. One more conciseness option here you have. Java say don't read even if is. Just remove each and everything. Just say कि I want to print system dot out dot println. I will discuss about this method reference. This is not a method reference. So this is the simple way. Just say कि hey list for each everything just print me. This is the just parks a print function. This is the more simple way. right?
Right.
So all are these three. You can for each is a method that will expect you pass me the consumer object. You can create the consumer object and pass or directly pass the lambda expression.
I
So
have a question.
yes.
Line 69 to 71.
Hmm,
Uh, so we are right now, we are putting interface,
hmm,
consumer interface.
right.
And
Implementation class of consumer interface क्या interface have one single abstract method. The
yeah,
implementation of this method accept method, right?
mm,
This means ki implementation can be given in the three way: implementation class, or anonymous, or lambda expression, right?
that's right. Yeah.
Ask question.
So E
Hmm.
refer to the except that implementation. So the method
Let's
E
again let's
refer to
again
the
again let's I'm going to just implement using anonymous so you are clear. Okay, equal to new this is the here here whatever you writing I'm writing. Let's just here and I just write here e.
okay. Yeah.
So here this e your this, right?
Okay.
And
Okay.
this is your output. This is the e.
Mm-hmm.
So this complete as an anonymous function here. What is this? This is your complete this part, right? Here not needed, not needed, not this string automatic identify from the left hand side, right? So
That's
only
it.
e we can pass, right?
Right.
And what is the output here? On to just print. So this is a print here.
Okay. Okay.
So this is the complete. This is the new. This is the object, right? Look.
Okay.
So
Now
this
it's
is the
clear.
clear.
Hmm.
Okay, what is this? E this your accept input parameter.
Okay.
Why I'm writing accept? Because this consumer interface have this accept one abstract method. So you have to override, right? Why I'm writing this is why I'm writing this abstract here. Because this consumer interface have a one
Hmm.
abstract method. This so you have to give the definition, right?
Right. Right. Right.
So due to that, I have to write the accept method here, override. And this is the input and this is your output. So this is the same thing I write here. This is the input, this is the output.
And what is line number 77? Why is it there?
77. Just here you created the object 9. Now,
Hmm.
now this list dot for each function say give me the consumer. Time passing this consumer this. Are you pass this consumer or this consumer? Consumer one. Both are the same thing. You can pass. You have a two options. Consumer, consumer one. Both are the same thing.
Okay. Okay. I see. I see.
I write maybe using this code. You can write this way or this way. Both are the same thing. Right?
Yeah.
And here, just once you created the object, you have to pass this for why we are creating the consumer object, because this for each function expecting you pass in the consumer.
Hmm.
If I'm going to call this method, they method needs some input, right?
And they're expecting a consumer.
Expecting you pass me the consumer, right?
Hmm.
How
I
to
see.
check? How to check what for each expect? Just go to the F3, right?
F3. Okay.
Right,
Hmm.
F3. And here check they are for each method, they are expecting you pass me the consumer. So
Right.
if
Right.
I am
Okay.
going to call this for each function, I have to create the object of consumer. The first I
Right.
am getting the object of consumer. A consumer is a functional interface. This is a functional interface. Then I can implement via lambda expression.
Right. Right. Hmm.
A lambda expression is nothing, just the implementation of your single abstract method. This is single abstract method, and this is the your input. This is your output. So here, this is the input. This is the output, right?
Hmm.
And be care notice what this method say. This method say ki I am take one input and return nothing, right? And you notice here last line 53. I am calling this function println. Println function what this? This is the take input and not return anything, right? So
Correct.
you can call this even even. Even this line, I can write my own method. I can write just static void void print message, print my print, let's say. Okay, my print function, right? My print. And this say ki I take one input string. Okay, and I take one input string and just as out e, right? So even this code can be written, not this function. I'm call my this function as well as here say ki not I'm going to call. I'm say ki this is the my sample class, sample dot print. Just done. This is the my print function. You can call my print. Why are calling the system dot out dot println?
Oh, Anis is calling. Give me. হ্যাঁ, আনিস। হ্যাঁ, বুঝলাম। এই যে অজয় ভাই, তোরা তো ফোন দিছিলাম আমি তখন, বুঝছো? ওই, ও আচ্ছা আচ্ছা, ওই যে অজয় ভাই এখন লাইনে আছে, ওই যে তোর ক্লাস মনে হয় প্রায় শেষ। হ্যাঁ, তো তুই বলছিলি যে তুই জয়েন করবি। আমি ওনাকে বলছি যে আমাকে, আমি আনিস বলতে শুরু করতে, সে লেট হয়ে জয়েন করবে। তো আচ্ছা, হ্যাঁ, আচ্ছা, তুই একটা অজয় ভাইয়ের মেসেজ দিয়া দে,
Okay.
মেসেজ দিয়া দে। হ্যাঁ, এখনই দিয়ে দে একটু। হ্যাঁ, আচ্ছা, ঠিক আছে।
Okay.
আচ্ছা, হ্যাঁ, অজয় ভাই। হ্যাঁ,
Yeah.
হ্যাঁ,
So I okay. So I'm trying to say कि our notice here list function, list have a, till now we have explored list have lots of function. List have a add method, list have a get method. Similarly, list have a one more method for each. For each, for just printing, you are displaying all the element. Yeah, whatever you want. So for
okay,
each you
I have a question.
yes,
So line number 82, I know that print ln, that's when you display things, but here for line 82, list dot for each,
hmm,
and you are doing system. This is where the printing is happening, right? Line
here
82.
printing happen right here 82.
But then line number 79, that's where not printing is happening. Printing is happening at 78.
Because you pass this, no, this pass here now 17
Oh,
79 you are passing the consumer. What is consumer is this, right?
that's right.
Right, but this code place here, right?
But is it a loop or it's not a loop?
This is the internally loop. This for each function, if you look, this is the implementation. Internally they have doing loop for you.
Okay, okay, okay. So it is,
Internally they are
yeah.
doing loop for you.
Oh, okay, okay. I see.
Here just you call one method for each and give me what you want. You want to print, just give me the print.
I see.
Right?
I
Here,
see.
whatever you want, you just give me. This is for each internally doing loop for you, and whatever you want in the loop, you want print, just print. So question is, Kar, how to pass those print? You pass in the particular accept method or anonymous class. Or today also think we can pass any method which follow the same syntax. Notes because these functions for each expecting you pass me the consumer. A consumer is a functional interface. They have a one syntax, method name,
I
input,
see. I
and
see.
no output. Right?
I see. I get it. I get it
So
now.
notice here I retain one my method, my print, take input, not return anything. Notice here this functional interface name is accept, but we are not using anywhere name accept, right?
Right, right,
Notice here I am giving the overridden accept method, but our lambda only I need interested this. I have not meaning what is the accept method or what, right?
right.
Method name is not more significant. One is significant our print, right? This or
Right.
input. The significant part here did. So my question, why always I am going to use the this system dot outer println? So instead of
Mm,
writing this lambda expression input and printing, here what are we doing? Getting one input and printing something, right?
Say in same line, in the
Same
same.
same line. So similarly, here you can say Java expression. Java say even in the where lambda expression. Lambda expression, what are you saying? You are giving one input, and this they are going to just printing, right?
Right,
So why not just you can call print method itself? Here you are not doing any calculation, right?
right, right.
So why not call just in print method here? At this input, this internal function automatic call you. Don't even give me this. You are passing e, here also passing e. You are not doing any manipulation, right? The compiler say I do for you. I get input and pass your print method. So here say I remove this part, completely remove this, completely remove this. So here system.out just pass the print function, right?
Okay, okay. Mm.
The print function say this for each function say ki I get one element and pass this method print. You don't pass me. I'll do for you, right?
Yeah.
So this concept known as this is the for dot. This is known as a method reference. Okay. So this line say I for each function say ki I am going to call your function println, right?
Mm.
If for each function can call the system generated println method, then why they not call my function? So in this simple class, I am written my own function, right?
That's right.
I am saying you call me, you call my function, right? So now notice any function that are expecting any functional interface. This is a functional interface, right? So this functional interface you can pass maybe four way. One using the method reference, another using the lambda expression, another using the anonymous class, another using the class. So now today we understand this is the fourth approach, right? Fourth approach you can via method reference. Method reference, right?
Yeah.
So here notice this for each function I am going to call different way, right? This is
Uh,
only feasible. This is only feasible due to the functional interface.
Functional interface. Okay. Yeah.
Why functional interface? Because notice this for each function is written by the Java library. A Java library say give me just consumer interface.
Right,
Consumer, what
right,
is the consumer? Consumer is a functional interface. Functional interface means they have a one abstract method, single abstract method.
right,
Single
right.
abstract method,
Mm.
someone going to write the logic. What is the logic? So here say ki this logic, this is just I get take input and print output. So this
That's
is
it.
my function. It's capable to implement this consumer interface, right?
Right, right.
Consumer
Okay.
interface say ki one method that take input and return type void. The similar method I can return. This is the method my print take input and return output, right?
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah.
This my print also I pass here.
Now, what is the sample thing? Sample.
Sample is your class name. Where this class? This is the class name.
Oh,
Where
that's
the
the class
where
name.
this method compiler no ki where this method print method where. So you say ki this is the class name. This is the scope here.
Okay,
Similar
then
notice here I pass
you
here.
wrote system dot out here.
uh, So here I pass system.out and println. Println is the method of which class? Println is the method of your print stream, right? Print
Yeah.
stream. And out, what is the out? Out is your print stream.
Okay, okay, okay.
So here this method reference operator, here you can call any method before you have to mention the class name where is this is. So here
Oh,
my
that's the
function
name of
my
the
print
class.
it
I
exists in the
understand.
sample class, and
I
this
understand.
println exists in the print writer class.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I got it. I got it. I understand now. It's a tricky, but I understand.
Yes. So here only feasible notice look like here whatever we're doing by implementation class, anonymous class, or method reference, same we can use the method reference. This is the very benefit things, right? In this case, my existing method we can use for the lambda expression.
Correct.
Notice here, my existing method. Why I am going to write this code? Because I already were written one code my here. They are take input and printing, right? Already have. So this I am can use any places, right? So today we have understand in how to get element from the collection as standard way using the normal for loop or for enhanced loop. But now this list API say don't call manually for loop. Give me, I'll do for you. For each loop, what you want to do? I want to print. Just call me for each. A for each we can implement via four way. This for each method, because why? For each functions are expecting one consumer interface. A consumer interface is a functional interface. The functional interface can be implemented by this for approach. So whatever you feel comfortable, you can do. You can do implementation class, you can do anonymous class, you can do lambda expression, or you can do method reference.
Correct.
So nowadays, generally last two are most. If some method already I am not written something, so I am going to the lambda expression, right? If
Right. Right.
already something are written, I am going to why writing this lambda expression, right? Why I am going to write this? Already we have written one function that take input and printing, right? So
Right.
why you are unnecessarily writing this code here again, right? Why not just use my print function?
Right.
So this is the way you are getting element from the collection, right? So here, notice here I am printing all my number, right? You notice get the output here. I am getting all my number that is stored in this list collection, right?
Hmm.
But sometime I don't want this all, right? I want two, three, four, what? So you have give some condition. I want only those output, those have a length like a three. Like those string have a length three only. Right?
Yeah.
So these things will think how to. I want not print all the output. I want only element print that string have a length three. Right? How do?
Uh.
This such program already we did in array, right?
Yeah.
So, again, let's keep, I'm this is my last example. I'm going to simple way. You need a for loop as basic what you did in let's keep for loop integer I equal to 0, I less than your list dot size, right? Basic approach first, right?
Yeah.
And here say s out, so you are printing. Let's here say uh, list dot get your index I, right? Get variable and s1. So here if you run, they print all the things, right? Here put all the data. But I am not printing interested to print all the value. I am printed only those string length is the 3, right? So here I need some condition, right? I don't want to print all, right? So here
Uh.
what I can say? Here
If
say
if
if
size
s1,
equal to
yeah, length
length. Yeah.
equal to 3.
Three. Yeah.
If 3 then print, else don't do, right?
Correct.
Right? So notice if you run, they are only printing those are the only length 3. In right? So
Yeah.
this code already we should aware. We know in the case of our no, we're only printing 3, right?
That's right.
The similar thing we can write using the our existing function. Here say I am going to list dot stream API. I am going to stream. Means stream means from list give one element, right? Give first element. Here like we are getting the first element, second element, third element, right?
Hmm.
And just filter. Filter what filter? You say ki length equal to 3. So here say ki whatever the element dot length, whatever the element dot length equal to 3, 3 uski after that you say ki print after the dot for each. I am going to use the system dot out dot println, right?
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah.
So this is the our stream API approach. Just run it
Mm,
and test. You are getting the both same output. Whatever you are doing here, condition, you are going to either filter.
right, right.
Notice we are getting both 3 and 3, right?
I know the old style, old one.
Old style. Similarly, so I am writing first old style. And so similar thing you can notice here. What you are doing here, you are getting one element for each, right? Getting
Mm,
first element and checking. Here say ki stream doing the for you. All these things is doing for stream. Stream say ki this is the collection. In this collection, I am giving the one element first. Here, if condition, here the filter. If this true, then you are printing, right? Here say
that's
if
right.
this condition true, then I am printing for you.
Right, right. Okay, okay. Mm.
So this is the use of beauty of your stream API. This code like whatever the list of element, just stream one by one, filter out those length is the 3, I only print them, right? Here your normal way to write the code, right?
So this is a lambda function, a filter.
Yeah,
Uh,
here you notice both function, both loads here. Filter
yeah,
expecting the predicate. Notice what is the predicate? I discussed predicate is a functional interface. They have a test method. So here again, this code I can written here. You pass the what you pass. This is the method. This is the method, right? They are
right,
expecting you pass with the predicate. That means you have to create the object of predicate. Here, predicate
right,
object, predicate object for your string, right?
right.
Predicate of string. Why string? This is the list of string, right? So question is, let's predicate and equal to new. And notice here the predicate, then I cannot pass as an interface, right here?
Right, right, right.
As interface you cannot, but here I can allow to pass here predicate. But
Okay, okay.
predicate, this have a one functional interface test. Who give the definition of test? What is the test mean? They are one input and return boolean, right?
Right,
So I can say I am going to better option implement the by I have a 4 option here. I have a here 4 option. Here I have 4 option. Same. I have a 4 option to implement here. This interface I can implement by a 4.
hmm,
Let's go with the lambda. This two well know, right? This is the if you know you can write is the predicate just right here. Oh sorry. Predicate and click here. By default, IntelliJ give the anonymous implementation.
right,
By
right,
default, IntelliJ give the anonymous implementation. Here, what is the logic you written? Here you wrote logic written like this, right? Here this logic you written. If this is the logic you written, right?
right,
The same thing you can write here. Here, if this here your s, right? Then return true, else return false, right? Right? This is the logic here. Written you
right.
write. If it's true, then you are doing right. Same thing I write in my test. And now this predicate I can pass here. So whatever the output of this code is the same as a here this
Oh, okay, okay. Now it will do the same thing because uh, you pass the predicate here. Hmm.
yes. So here I'm trying to say you write this lambda expression here or write the predicate object here. Both are the same thing. Notice it
Mm,
works. They are printing the last three elements. Because this code is so lengthy, so most preferable I am going to write the, no, they are getting the three element.
Okay,
Just
okay, yeah, yeah.
give me the one line before here. Okay, here, right? So instead of writing so bigger code, I'm more interested to write like a, not a bigger code. I am more interested to write the one very just give it the line. I'm interested to implement predicate, right? How
Right.
lambda expression say, how write a lambda expression? Go that interface, go to this interface. Okay, go this interface. They say take one t and return boolean, right? So you have to write this logic. This is the one method. Take one t means this is string. That means any t, right? Any input, any input, right?
Or
Or
E,
any,
E, E.
yeah, you can write anything. There is no any mandatory.
Okay.
And what you are on today? Whatever this input, whatever this input, dot length double equal to 3. Then return true, else return false. So now this is the line, same as this code, complete. This is the same as this.
Okay, okay. Because it's checking Boolean.
Yeah. They return a boolean. They return a boolean. They return a boolean. So now this code I can write using this predicate one object, right?
Right, right.
And works for me. And they are printing the same things which we are did, right? They are printing the last three one, right?
Okay, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah.
And similarly, instead, why I am interested to write one in different variable? I'm not interested to write different variable. I am going to write this code itself here. Okay. So
Right.
I'm not interested to write this code itself. I am going to place here. Why new variable, right?
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. I see, I see. Yeah.
Don't. Okay.
Hmm.
So now the same code which this same code which first write here.
I see. Yeah, I got it. Okay.
And even this line is not make sense what are you doing, right? So you can use method reference, fourth option, right? You have, right? Notice, even this code I'm going to write in the method, give the some logical name. Just I write one method like here, static return boolean, right?
Right,
Whatever these things are written here, right? This is right. So same thing I write here. Right here boolean and method maybe check length. Good name, check length 3. Check length length 3. Okay, check length 3. And here take a string, right?
right.
Or your input, whatever the input, and just say return this thing, return this thing, right? And here say ki I am not even now this code. Oh, this line of code I can write here instead of this. I say already for this already one method. Why not to call this my method, right?
Right, right,
Call this method, but where this class? This inside a sample class. So sample, right? Simple. Check length of 3. Check length of 3. Okay. Okay. So this
okay.
code is the same as our previous code. It works. Okay. The general people's are preferences nowadays. These things. Why they are going to write the new method, right?
Right, right. That is the general preference. That
Approach. Yes. So today we thinks how we can get all element from the collection, right? So you can
right.
use the for each, right? We can use the for each here, right? For each.
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
want to get specific element like 1, 2, or 3, 4, right? So you have to use the filter. Filter is
Oh,
a method which extracts the predicate object. You can pass the predicate object via four approach, via implementation class, anonymous class, lambda expression, method reference, right?
yeah.
And if you want to get specific one index, two index, then you can use the function like a get 0, get 1, get 2, get 3, right?
Right. Right.
So these are the approaches from where you are getting element from the collection. This is my collections of object, right? Collections of the object. Which
Right.
object you want to get? Get one specific, you can just say get element, right? Get
Right.
pass the index 3, right? You want to get all the element, use the for each, right? For each. Or you want to specific, maybe length, length 2 or greater than 4 or length 5, right? Then you have to use the filter, right? Stream filter.
Right.
You have the stream list.stream is the API method, which here just again repeat what stream did. Stream did here the list means ki collections of object, right? This is the collections of object, right? This is the
Right.
collections of object. Stream is just get one element and pass to the filter function. One element, you pass filter, a filter check math. If condition true, then go to the next. If condition false, just go to the next, right? Now this stream API internally doing for you for loop. They are getting the next element, right? Again pass to the filter, then next API, then next object. So this like a for loop, each object are done by stream, right? So here these things is done by your stream itself, right? Here, and this condition you test by your filter. For each the same for each, right?
Right.
So now this code also work fine. This code also work fine. But this is the using the Lambda expression and stream API. This is the stream API. This is the Lambda expression, right?
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And this is the our standard way to write the code. All these things manually, these things is taken care by your stream API,
Stream
right?
is a class. Stream API is a
Stream
class.
is
Or
just like method. Here not is a
is that
method.
the method? Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Just like a for each a method. Similarly, method. They just pass one object to the here filter. If this filter true, then this pass to the here, right?
Right.
Other filter fast, they not pass to the here, they pass, right? Once done, they again go to the next element pass here. If true, then go to the next. Again next element pass here. If false, not pass here, right? Go to the next element. In this way, Stream API works.
Got it.
We lots of classes we are going to still continue. Stream just I'm not mm, talk more detail about the stream because lots of things we have to need to discuss. But as of now, just understand stream is look like your uh, from this list of collections object they are getting one by one value to here pass. Just like this is the flow of pipe. Let's this is the tank of water. Let's this is the water tank, right? Full of
Right.
water. And now we have a two operation. We are going to clean our baths. So we need some water here, some water, right? Some water
Right.
in one bucket, right? One bucket here. So they just flowing one element here, and now you are performing like filter operation, right? Then for each operator, right? This is the function one, function two. These are the different operation. For here, first one element pass, then next element pass, then next element pass, then next. So this is the look like a pipeline of functions, right? So he you need a what need a collection. This is your list. This is the collection. And a
Right.
stream just is a pipe just passing one element to their downstream. This is the down function. This is the down function. This is the down function, right? The two down function, print function and for each function. So in short, technically, say stream is just a building pipeline is a set of function, right?
Right.
Same thing here too. Here where element you are doing two operations. One is the checking, one is the printing, right? So instead of writing here, I am saying this is the one function. This is the one procedure, one task, filter. This is the one task printing for
Right.
each. we are giving the logical name. This is the one pipeline for just filtering. This is the one pipeline for printing. Here we are just thinking for the small set of data. Let's huge set of data like a factory. In the factory, you notice for a building a shirt, you are building anything. For each function, like making a collar, making a hands, right, making a pocket, different process. Here different processes we are going to do. So
Mm,
whatever in reality our machines in factory work, similar kind of works we are going to implement here. We are building the pipeline. Pipelines means ke set of function. These each function can be done independently, different threads, right? Like Strutter say, ki by default this is the main nature of that stream API. By default implement your easily you can make your program is a multi-threaded, right?
right.
This is very task to implement multi-threading here, right? Okay. So is it good for the day?
Yes, it's good.
Yeah.
I'm
So
gonna review them today.
yeah, review them. Nowadays, a couple of times I am writing the both code for you, so that you should aware what is the old way to write and what is the new way to write,
Right,
right? So that you can not feel uncomfortable here, right?
right.
And why I am writing here also mention why instead of writing this, we can write directly here, right? This the
Hmm.
different approaches, right? So let's revise this, and if any doubt, questions, we'll discuss. Okay?
Sure. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you. Take care.
yeah. No problem. Thank you. Bye.